Hello, everybody. I am tired of what's it called? Something happened. That should work. Alright, but yeah. So we had a major thing this morning. Woke me up like real early. And I've just not been at 100%, but I figured if I didn't at least stream a little bit more of Radical Dreamers, we wouldn't get anywhere. Kind of important. That. So we're gonna give it a try. Add some water. It might be a shorter stream today, but we will figure things out as we go along. Now, won't we? Let's do it this way. We'll do it this way today. That way it's a little bit better. We've already established that. That's okay. This is the longer one. Where were we? We went down the stairs and continued straight ahead, eventually coming across a sturdy-looking door on our right. We went inside? Okay. We already went up. Yeah, we just dodged the death trap upstairs. That's what had happened. And that was the vault. Went on to the terrace. Okay. Alright, Serge. You're finally starting to learn how to get your hands dirty, ain't you? I guess people can really change if they put in the effort. Its eyes shone with an impish playfulness. Well, we haven't seen anything yet. We should go back inside. We're not here for... We should go back inside. We're not here for fun, muttered McGill. Well, he said that, but I talked to McGill. He seemed to be hurt. Don't push yourself. If I wasn't careful from here on out, I was going to be in serious danger. Right, dust yourself off and let's get moving. We got work to do, said Kid. I don't want to go out. I want to leave. We'll do this another night. We have further information. We didn't get any extra information except for something about the Acacia Dragoon stuff. We didn't find anything last time we were here, but let's see if we see something about the Acacia Dragoons. All this stuff is similar. Okay, we must need to come in when we have to do something with that. Oh, this is random battles, isn't it? Because we got the skeleton again. Tackle the skeleton. Yeah, this part we've done before, because as random as it is. Catch it. Throw on the ground. That's how I took damage from the attempting to dodge. It was minor damage, but considering that I'm super damaged right now from some of the other patterns, we shouldn't mess with that. Is there any place where I can heal? I head back to where the old lady was. Let's see if the old lady shows up. She healed me last time. If she shows up again, then great. But if not, then I'm kind of screwed for now. And I need it now. Like, she healed me before. I was basically okay. Rip. We had the death trap. I guess the only other place, let's go, I'm bleeding my guts out right now. I'm remembering some of this, I'm just doing something different here. So I think I took some extra damage there. I think if we go beyond. We go side passage for the study. Okay, so that's another random battle here. We know how to handle this though. Tackle! Next up. Catch! Slam it to the floor. At least I know what to do. I could probably restart and get better health at this point. Oh, hey! Boy, where's my shit? Busted. Trying not to hit it. Actually, the random battles might actually be worthwhile if they drop stuff that I can use. I only get the good stuff if I basically execute perfectly. Go inside the study, see if there's anything else in here, I suppose. Never mind then. Yes. I'm trying to remember where we haven't been. I know there's this atrium. We already know that going through doesn't do any good. So let's see if we back up. Pteranodons. They had to come up with that name, didn't they? Pteranodons, really. We already, when trying to attack, we established that they were too strong for that. And when trying to push through to the other door, it wasn't good. Ugh. More evidence that I'm absolutely exhausted, so we'll probably end it in an hour or so. Back the way we came. At least I made it. Yeah, well, that was a close call. That old dream was a trap, eh? Talk about twisted links is even more sick bastard than I thought. I was about to say he wouldn't have to be if he didn't have to guard against people like her breaking into his home, but I thought better of it. Well, at any rate, we can consider that a dead end. Let's go back. Something caused Kid to stop in her tracks. Hello, hello. What do you have here? Where's the side entranceway hall? I still see face to face with the sculpture of an old man's face. With a truly phenomenal beard. Yep. Sounds kind of like Viper. Nope. Not Viper whatsoever. Sculpture's eyes seem to gleam with life. For a piece of marble, it seems almost too realistic. Mouth of truth. Can ask McGill. An enchanted statue that can tell when you're lying. If it catches you out, it'll bite your hand off. Bill kept his explanation simple so the kid wouldn't drift off before he got to the important part. Huh. So what's it doing here then? It's actually part of a greater mechanism. If your enemy needs gob, do you? Righto, let's see what happens, shall we? With a mischievous squint in her eye, Kid darted over and stuck her hand in its mouth. Without a moment's hesitation. God damn it. We stood there for a moment waiting, but it didn't take long for her to get bored. Huh. Nothing. Suddenly, I had an idea. Hey kid, who's the greatest thief who ever lived? Me, of course, your drunk kid answered without a moment's hesitation. Then suddenly her face twisted with pain. The teeth of the marble sculpture clammed down her hand. It beat me! Lied. Knock it off! Everyone knows it's a Oh! Sculpture bit her again as soon as she spoke. You little... Cold sweat formed on Kid's forehead. The sculpture was tightening in its grip. It won't let go until you say something true. Despite the obvious urgency of the situation, McGill was as matter-of-fact as ever. Just say anything, Kid, anything, as long as it's truth. Obviously, the kid wasn't listening. Instead, she just kicked awkwardly at the statue. Oi, Beardy, let go of me, bloody hand! She planted her feet on either side of its mouth. I can almost picture this. With the red kid, to be fair, again. The green just throws me off a bit. She planted her feet on either side of its mouth and tried too hard to pull herself out. She kicked and stamped, grunted and strained. And finally, her hand finally... Oh, free. Oh, lucky. I was taken aback by what I just witnessed. I couldn't say a word. See? I told you it was the truth. The kid raised her hand in the air triumphantly as if to demonstrate. I could see the heavy bite marks. Sculpture hadn't come away from this rebel unscathed either. The kid's attempt to break free had cracked it in several places. McGill pointed silently on part of it. I went to take a closer look and saw a pale, flesh-colored tongue. I expect we're supposed to put something in there. Someone mentioned McGill. Something? What exactly? I replied. Kid stood there for a moment, lost in thought, and then she started to unload all the knickknacks she'd been carrying. It was a strange collection of odds and ends, pulled out from her pockets, her boots, and even from her braid. What the kind of knickknack could you be storing in your hair, basically? And no one would notice. Very clear. Alright, Serge. Now it's your turn to have a go at this stupid statue. It grinned at me, holding her assortment of knickknacks out in the palms of both hands. I guess she had decided whatever further horrors the statue had in store, she'd rather not face them herself. Nice, kid. Real nice. Rumblings, my fellas. So if I reached out to pick an item, I chose... Are you effing kidding me? She had a centipede? Please tell me it was in like a satchel or her pocket and not in her boot or her braid, because that's gonna get real gross real quick. Also a mirror, a file, centipede, tube of lipstick that I bet you she never uses, but it's there. Some dried grapes, fine thread, a length of fine thread, a sizable petard. What the heck is a petard? A vellum scroll, and a hand-shaped plate. A hand-shaped plate. This reminded me of something, but hold on. I need to find out what a petard is before I make my decision. Okay. A sizable petard. So a petard is a small bomb made of metal or wooden box filled with powder used to blast down a door or make a hole in a wall. I mean... Let's go with a hand-shaped plate. Actually, let's do that. A hand-shaped plate. I took the hand-shaped metal plate we found. There we go, I thought so. I thought we had found it. After taking another look at the runes, I was no closer to working out what they might mean. There was nothing. I stuck the plate into the mouth of Truth's marble maw. As soon as I did so, its eyes rolled upward. The wall gave a slight judder. A low rumbling sound came from the sculpture's mouth. This indeed is the ultimate truth of the universe. You hear something? Yeah. I watched the mouth of truth in confusion. Its great marble tongue lolled out, almost like a snake. It coiled around the plate, easing it and pulling it deep inside. What's going on? In a panic, I looked to McGill for answers. It seems this ineffable truth of the universe has left even the mouth of truth tongue-tied. McGill's answered in his usual deadpan manner. I think he might have even been trying to make a joke. Hang on, so that plate thingy revealed the truth of the universe? And you went and crammed it down the beard's gullet? Do you realize how much we could have sold that for? It kicked the floor in frustration and snapped her fingers. And then drains on all sides of the room suddenly opened wide. Red water formed into eddies as it sank away. Helpless, the pteranodons were washed away with the current. Soon, only trickles of water were left, slowly dripping away. Well, that's a stroke of luck, ain't it? Guess we won't be sleeping with the fishies tonight. I guess we won't be sleeping with the fishes tonight. Grinned Kid, looking at the empty pool. We crossed the drained room, making for the exit on the other side, and pressed on. I do like that she kept to her character. It was like, you know how much we could have sold that for if I had the truth of the universe? We went through the atrium and continued down the corridor before finding ourselves at the fork in the road. The corridor stretched off to the left and to the right. Let's go left. Continuing down the corridor, eventually reaching a rather old, sturdy-looking door. Bloody marvelous, another bloody door with a bloody magic barrier on it. Wonder what's inside. Six tells me it ain't treasure. Kid whispered back to us as she examined the door. I suspect that this is the Manor's dungeon. Replied McGill, with his eyes closed in concentration. He had the sound of someone moaning in the darkness on the other side. There's nothing we can do, and thus this is little concern to us now. Come back. There's no other way to get through the door. We retraced our steps down the corridor. To the right it is. Straight on till morning. Continuing down the dark, dank corridor until some stairs lead down with fine view. I mean, There ain't nowhere else to go. Slowly we crept down the staircase, descending deeper into the shadows as we went. At the bottom, we found ourselves at another intersection. The dim, narrow passageway branched left and right. Or left and right, geez. Moved down the corridor door, ended at a large door covered in scratches and another mark. Looks like a pretty good door, I'll put it out. Above the door was a wooden plate that bore the legend, "Guard Room," in elaborate calligraphy. Well. Reckon this might be where to find the key to that door upstairs. No getting past that brilliant magic barrier without it. Press an ear to the door and listen carefully. Doesn't sound like anyone's in there. True. I think. Or room that seemed completely silent from the outside, so we had thought it would be empty, but inside there was a lone goblin sitting in a chair with a book in his hand. A light beam drifted from the teacup on the table of it. In front of it. That's a clever looking goblin. Goblin peered at us curiously out of his spectacles. There was something different about this one. I could tell you as much from a glance. Heavens, how rare it is to have guests. Heavens? How well spoken for a goblin. I can only feel dread and suspicion at the sight of him nonetheless. Sorry mate, but we ain't your guests. But we're not your guests. Offer the key to the dungeon if you want to live. He slammed her knife to the table to illustrate her point. The goblin didn't so much as flinch. Ah, you must be weird. What a pleasure this is. I have always wanted to meet you. Why, you're even more ravishing than the rumors would. Before the goblin could finish, the kid's knife flew through the air. With a click of his wrist, the goblin caught the blade with the back of his book, a mere inch from his face. See that your approach is as radical as the name of your merry band would suggest. The goblin said, pulling the knife free and handing it back to the kid. He took it without a word. But her gaze had changed. It was like a cat cautiously studying its prey. And I was just getting to the good part too. Ah well, I suppose I shall have to give up on ever finishing it now. The goblin casually flung the book over his shoulder into a nearby bin. Allow me to introduce myself. Hey, I am Grismeld, and I am the guard on watch. No need to stand, please. Do take a seat. You're welcome to tea, of course. The goblin beckoned us to sit down. Did he mean to poison us? If I may. Oh, if I may. McGill calmly took a seat, ignoring the obvious suspicion in the air. McGill seems to know a lot about things. The kid looked at the crazy one for a little bit. I decided to trust McGill's instincts and we took a seat next to him. He had some kind of plan in mind, I was sure of it. The kid didn't look like she would be pulling up a chair anytime soon. She was standing with her arms crossed, eyeing the goblin suspiciously. The goblin poured 3 cups of tea. Here you are. Without the slightest hint of hesitation, McGill took his teacup and lifted it to his lips. He sipped, then placed the cup back on its saucer. Himalayan tea. Not a blend I'd expect to find here. Himalayan tea. With that name, I'm very hopeful that it's going to heal me because I need the help. What a pleasure it is to encounter a fellow connoisseur. Yes, it is a rare blend, and one mainly enjoyed in the noble classes. I couldn't believe the conversation I was hearing, but also couldn't help myself wondering what this rare tea might taste like. My eyes rested on the cup that had been poured for me. I couldn't shake the fear that it might be poisoned, but I also couldn't ignore how delicious it smelled. Before I knew it, the cup was in my hands. This is great! I blurted out. I've never had such delicious brew in my life. My aches and pains faded away. Yay! I was hoping! I glanced at Kid, who was blowing maniacally at the critter cup. I'd forgotten that she was paranoid about burning her mouth on things. Though she was very cat-like. Look at that. Now that we're comfortable, let's get down to brass tacks, as they say. What? I do indeed have the key to the dungeon, as you surmised. But you will also be aware that I cannot get away. I glance over the kid again. If though she wasn't listening to a word Grismeld was saying, she was still huffing and puffing at her tea. It seemed it would be up to me to respond. I suppose you'd like something in return. You'd like to know what I want. I want your heads. Grismeld. Or rather, that's what my employer would have me say, but no. I have no such barbarian aspirations. Furthermore, I'd be a match for you. Grismeld chuckled as he said this. I wonder what was on the screen before, because I had a choice on the screen, but I took too long, apparently. What I live for is the joy of conversation, which I fear my compatriots are inequally. Perhaps you might have one or two with a chair. Grinning, he added, I'm sure that notorious thieves such as yourselves must have had a few thrilling tales up your sleeves. I want to hear a story. I see more than a fair price to pay for a key. I closed my eyes and thought. No, just the story. How did it begin? One night, a young girl was walking alone in the forest. Then, I always want to do this one because it feels more like a kid thing. No, I still live it. Then, little girl went without food for 3 days and 3 nights. Fragments I remembered seemed about right. There was only one way the story could end. I took a breath and began my tale. One night, a young girl was walking alone in the forest. She was searching for a golden sunflower. The only way to cure her mother's sick illness. The poor girl went without food 3 days, 3 nights. And then in her moments of darkest despair, she saw a brilliant light. It was none other than the golden sunflowers that she saw. The young girl gratefully pocketed the sunflower seeds. These will surely save my mother, she thought. But it was all a dream. With a smile on her face, the girl drifted off and dreamed. It was beautiful. Murmured Kid. Oh my god, I gave praise my kid for that thing? Seriously? Wow. I mean, I believe Turge in this tale is a bard, so he would be able to tell stories very well, I would think. Wiping a tear from her eye, Grismeld frowned. Not quite what I was expecting. Not the most riveting of tales, but I suppose. The key, as promised. Took it from Grismeld's hand. Something didn't seem right, though. Was he really going to give it up so easily? Or was it really alright to trust such a strange goblin? Grismeld seemed to notice my suspicion. He leaned back into his chair, looking at the ceiling. When I was a young tyro, a braver, stupider goblin, I once served General Viper, lord of this manor until betrayal by Lord Lynx. That sounding super familiar. Sorry, I'm getting a weapon notification. Despite my boorishness, Lady Riddle always saw something in me worthy of praise. Wait, Riddle? What's Lynx's adopted daughter got to do with anything? Oh, you didn't know? Riddle's real father was none other than General Viper himself. Okay, so that's cool. That stayed the same. What? Lord Lynx spared Lady Riddle's life so as not to snuff out that of the frozen flame. It's an uncanny stone, you see. It has a life of its own, and some kind of spiritual bond with Lady Riddle. Only there was some way that I could free the lady from this manor. Alas! I alone am powerless to do any such thing. Of course, I would have no qualms. But the tough to do so. I assume you intend to? Lady will be stunning. It was a strange inquiry to make so casually. Now keep a sound about it. I was too taken aback by the directness of Grismeld's question to reply. I never expected to find one of Lynx's own guards asking me something like that. Suddenly, I was shoved aside. You're damn right we're gonna kill him. It was a kid, of course. And in exchange, I'll have a bit more of that tea to take with us. It held out her hand before Grismeld could offer an answer. I suppose I have a bag I can share. Grismeld shuffled awkwardly in his seat and retrieved it. As ever, I was impressed with how Kid's uncompromising attitude and willingness to speak her mind seemed to always get her what she wanted. Bonza! Sit tight and leave the rest to us, mate. Throwing the bag in her pocket, Kid took the job. You can trust me. I'm a girl, me word. That might have been the biggest lie she's ever told. Right, let's get moving. She made for the door with a spring in her step. She left the room and Grismeld behind. That was an interesting bit. Okay. Okay, we got a... Okay. Skelly bro. We know the method. Let's see if I do things perfectly, if I get another now kind of useless extra thing. I was doing great. I felt like nothing could stop me. Maybe you ain't such a drunko after all. Okay, that same thing happens. It was just the first thing. Go to the right end of the stairs to get something up. Let's press on. I know that technically I have the key for the up thing, but I want to see what else is here. Small door. Get away from that. This smells good. Whispered Kid, sniffing at the air. If it's yummy. Why, this is a small kitchen? Must be for the servants. I meant to McGill. I scanned our surroundings. A basin for washing dishes, cooking utensils, some food made ready for tomorrow, and a mousetrap. Looked like any other commoner's kitchen. Kid walked over to a large pot filled with food and appeared aside. Looks like tomorrow's lunch. Try some sedge? Only because I'm really not feeling hungry right now. Maybe I choose as politely as I could. Kid clicked her tongue in his phone. Alright then. Alright then. You want some mag? No. Ah, fine. If you're afraid to try it, I ain't touching it either. He said, turning her back on the pot. Suddenly a little voice ran out. You there, young man with the braid. I was gonna say, does Serge have a braid in this universe? Or maybe it's McGill, I don't know. I know that Guile has a braid, and then all of a sudden the Kid froze. Oi, who are you calling a bloke? It barked angrily from the direction the voice was coming from. A mouse was looking at us with eyes like saucers, from the inside of the mousetrap hanging from the wall in the corner of the room. Oh, I'm sorry you're a young lady, I see. The mouse bowed his head in apology. I'm talking to a mouse, okay? Please be kind, young lady. You must hear me out. The mouse put its paws together and started pleading at Kid. I left the nest to find food for my mother, but as you can see, I managed to get myself caught in a trap. If you leave me here, I'll surely be eaten by goblins. Kid eyed the little creature suspiciously. I beg of you, please free me from this trap. My mother is sick and she'll be terribly worried about what'll become of me. The mouse was clearly begging for its life, but there was an odd little glint in its eye. Sorry. Kid shrugged and sighed. Fine. I guess we can leave you to rot. Hold still, I'll get you out of there. She lifted the trap down to the floor and opened the door. The mouse bounded away from the inside. The mouse gave a wicked chuckle. Oh, naive fool. Suddenly his body began to balloon massively in size. Look at me, a griffin! A rat became a griffin. A rat became a griffin. There's some kind of animation on the eyes, or did I just imagine that? Nope, there is. There's a blinking animation. Good, I'm not crazy. Idiot humans. My mother's not sick, but yours will be when she sees what I've done to you. You dirty little swine! And after all I've done for you! Open the crate. Good job, kid. Oh, well done. I'm too hungry to even fight properly. What on earth? Oh, right, little mouse. Now it's time for the real show to begin. You walk up to the griffin, cracking your knuckles. Please, kind young lady, this is all just a misunderstanding, a terrible misunderstanding. Panicking, the creature leapt to its feet. You can't kill me, I have useful information. If you let me go, I promise I'll tell you everything. I know everything. Yeah, I know how much a promise from the likes of you is worth. The kid took another step forward toward the griffin, not giving it a beat. Please! It kept on coming. The griffin kept on shirking away. Enough. The guild called for Kid to stop. Let's hear it. Oh, thank you, kind sir. The griffin was beside itself with relief. Spoil my fun. Spoil my fun, why don't you? Grumbled Kid, pounding as she turned away. Listen well, O most of a savior. Right thrice, left twice, right twice. Should you find yourself trapped in one of Lynx's swirling snares, remember my words. How about you don't speak in riddles and just tell me what the trap is so I know which one to turn. Right 3 times, left, and then right, both twice. With that, the griffin returned to its mouse-like form and disappeared into a small hole in the wall. Trapped in Lynx's snares? Ha! If I'd be fake enough to walk into one of his traps. Just get out of here. You're wasting enough time already. They turned on her heel and made for the door. He left the kitchen. As if I never. Dad! Left to the stairs going out. Go to the cell because we have the key. Oh, we got a random battle ahead. Now I have full health. What I assume to be full health. I'm remembering some of this stuff, so I'm just... Yay! That worked a lot better. She keeps claiming I gotta notch my belt from that, but... So we got that done. Boy, here we go from that creepy old goblin. Should it do the trick? He had slipped the key into the lock. The heavy door groaned slightly as it swung open. The clammy air rose up around our feet, as if crawling blindly through the darkness. This didn't seem like the kind of place anyone in their right mind would visit voluntarily. Yet here we are. Pushed the heavy iron door the rest of the way. Opened and stepped into the darkness. There was a row of cells, all behind locked locked behind iron bars. 1, 2. Little kid. Miranda. Give me, please. Please. Give me. You heard a voice coming from the third cell, whimpering and crying pathetically. I strained my eyes to look inside. Mainly in the darkness, I could see something that looked like a man sitting on the floor. So this was the source of the voice. Oi, you alright, mate? Kid called out to the figure. Forgive me. It's all my fault. My fault. The Dragoons never deserved this. General. Lady Riddle, oh, forgive me, I beg of you. The old man didn't seem to respond to us at all. No, he sat facing the wall, begging for forgiveness for who know what. Hello? Can you hear me? Asked the kid, trying again. There'll be no getting through to him. His real self will have a long since retreated inside the shell he's created. Said McGill, cutting her off. Bill? What do you mean? I know I started with... No, I asked. He's built a shell around the core of his psyche in order to shield himself from the truth. He's running from something terrible. He's seen something or been through something or has done something. And so he created his own world on the inside as a final refuge. The outside world is lost to him forevermore. I looked at McGill in surprise. I had detected a hint of unspoken sadness in his words. For some reason he was looking at Kid, watching over her as she stared at the man of the cell. Seeming to notice my gaze, McGill turned back to face me, assuming his usual emotionless expression once more. We live in a world of sorrow and foolishness, so inevitable that someone try to escape it. So what you're saying is, we live in a society. Anyway. But despite his hard words, his eyes retained a certain softness, his steely gaze giving way to a gentle light. You understand? I think so. He gave slightly evasive answer. Seemed confused. I don't blame you. You'll come to understand eventually. Gil looked at me and Kid. What was that all about, I wondered. We're not gonna get much out of him. He's miles away. Let's just leave him and try someplace else. He made for the door of the dungeon. Wait, called McGill. We must find some way to get this man to speak. What for? I mean, he's speaking already, just none of it makes any sense. What are you after? What are you after? I have to. Where I need to find that one side on his Bostonian. Some things he said piqued my curiosity. He mentioned the Dragoons, and Riddle too. So, he said the Dragoons are ancient history, snapped Kid. Besides, how can we trust anything he says? He's clearly off his rocker. He had a point. The old man had long since cut his tie to the real world. What did McGill expect him to say? Without missing a beat, McGill replied, "We simply have to bring him back to reality." And how are we gonna do that? You want me to go do a little dance for him or something? See if that gets his motor going? You know, that sentence was okay up until the end. Like, and what I mean is, like, I was thinking, okay, yeah, dance a little jig just to get his attention. I get it, ha ha ha. But see if that gets his motor going. It's just like, yeah, no, please don't. No, please don't do that. My words were out of my mouth before I could stop them. What are you saying? Her eyes narrowed threateningly. You don't think anyone want to see me dance? Is that it? What? No, completely the opposite. In fact, actually, ignore me. This should be good. Enlighten me, why don't you? Right, it won't work. It's like that kid's fist went flying towards McGill's face instead of mine. He dodged the blow with ease, and carried on as if nothing happened. We must break through the shell that he's created and drag him back to the real world. In order to do that, we will need some kind of key, something that will reach him even through the barrier he has erected. Yeah? And where are we gonna find this key? Asked Kid suspiciously. I don't know. McGill slipped the door back. But there's someone in this manor who could tell us. You don't mean... You're not talking about Riddle, are you? I am. McGill replied with a nod. Alright, fine. Don't know what the heck you expected to tell us, though. She turned on her heel and made for the door. We left the gibbering old man in the dungeon alone with sorrow. Ooh. Atrium. Continued on. Hannibal's open the doors now. Stairs leading up or no? We want a stairs leading down, right? No, we... At the head? You know, we've killed so many goblins and skeletons. Why are there any left at this point? Well, the bigger question, we've made so much noise. How are we not getting, like, completely... Oof. Gotta focus on this real quick. Like, I'm surprised we don't get like a bunch of like goblin hordes coming down on us. Let's see if she happens to be here this time. Someone there? In the voice of the young woman, who shrank into the shadows. The woman appeared from deeper within the room. She was lightly made up and had a gentle, unthreatening air about her. It was Mix's daughter. Strange, I thought I had heard someone. I was at a loss about what to do for a moment, but before I had time to do much more than hold my breath, Kid had already started over. Thrust her knife out, stopping the blade only a hair's breadth from the woman's neck. Where's the frozen flame? Answer me! Her voice came out in a harsh growl. I rushed in to hold back Kid before she hurt the portal. Kid, do we really have to do it this way? Shut your trap, Serge! Riddle couldn't help but giggle as she watched us bickering. What are you laughing at? Kid shot Riddle harshly. It's just, you don't really see my face at all. You little... You want me to cut you, girl? I'd be surprised if that knife could cut anything. For a moment, I felt the fate imagining the Riddle on the floor covered in blood. But then, clang, Kid had thrown her knife to the floor, and I saw there was only a letter over it. Hey, didn't think you noticed. Whatever. I'll here mess around killing likes of you anyway. No desire for bloodshed either, said Riddle in a voice that was almost a whisper. I'm not your enemy. In fact, I want to help you. There wasn't a hint of hesitation or deception in her voice. I guess you're trapped in the manor too. Riddle only lowered her eyes sadly to the expression. Frozen flame should have never been allowed to fall into the nest of flame. Riddle spoke quietly, but deep emotion clearly underpinned her words. The flame was once the property of an ancient kingdom to the north, who kept it for generations. It was said to have the uncanny power to guide people and change history itself. After the kingdom fell, was that Guardia? Guardia had the frozen flame at some point? At least in one dimension? Interesting to think about. After the kingdom fell, the flame changed hands countless times, until eventually it came into my father's possession. That was before I was born. Sometime later, Lynx became aware of the flame's true value, and approached my father under false pretenses of friendship. Also so suspected what his true intentions were. And then on that horrible day, he destroyed everything. He killed everything. Riddle shook her head and buried her face in her hands. I don't care about the frozen flame. I don't care about that stupid accursed stone. It means nothing to me. I'm supposed to take it away from Lynx and smash it to pieces right in front of him. And only we can make that happen. Riddle looked up, and only we can make that happen. Riddle looked up with surprise as Miguel spoke. No one in the world can seize that jewel from Lynx. Riddle stared speechlessly. And then in a low voice she whispered, "What can I do to help you?" There's the survivor of the Acacia Dragoons in the dungeon we want to help. And if we're to help him, we need your help. Then Miguel, taking a step forward. "What? That man is a traitor! It's because of him that bother the Zoranda." Please. It is the only way. Actually, that hiccup brought a little more emotion to it than I was intending. But I like it. Riddle turned her back to us and hung her head low. I'm not gonna knock. This was before the PS1 came out. This kind of graphics is fine. But this lady looks nothing like Riddle. More green when it was more white. Although there was green because she had the viper aspect to her. The snake-like aspect to her. Chamber of Death. There might be something to bring him back to his senses there. After all, it was there that he chose to abandon his pride. Right? I assume the Chamber of Death must be the cell with the trapped ceiling. Riddle nodded. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Sorry, kid. That thing damn near killed us the last time. You'll need to take the Iron Lancer with you. Oh, hey! That's here too! That's nice to know. It's a sacred sword said to have been forged by an ancient sage. Sage. And a sister blade to the Crimson Cursed Masamune. Already cursed? What the heck happened to the Masamune since Frog gave it up? The timeless blessings of the Iron Lancer will surely keep you safe from the Chamber of Death's wickedness. It used to be such a sight to see it in the hands of Zoranda. It danced like the wind and shone like the stars. It struck like lightning. Lost again in the memories of fonder times, Riddle once more bowed her head. Forgive me. I have little more to tell you. Told us more than enough. We'll take our leave now. Then Miguel, turning and making for the door. Wish I had the strength to change things like you do, whispered Riddle, biting her lip. It hesitated for a moment, seeming deep in thought. It ain't about strength. About having purpose. Something to fight for. I will be praying for you. Kid shot Riddle a look over her shoulder. Right. Maybe you can cross your fingers too. He left the room. Whoa. Suddenly the darkness felt opaque. Something felt like a thick haze floated in front of us, and then it took form, like someone blowing smoke onto a person-shaped bottle. It was robed in ragged shroud, and sunken eyes glinted menacingly. It was burning hatred that lingers. It was the burning hatred that lingers after death had taken form. A being driven by hatred of all living things. Ghost. Fuck, that'll let us out. Kid bit her lip. There wasn't anything she or I could do to deal with an enemy that had no physical body. A voice boomed out behind me. Miguel had already begun casting a spell. I raised my knife towards the ghost with both hands, channeling all my willpower to the tip of the blade. Suddenly a chilling shock ran through my body. The ghost was trying to drain the life from me. It felt so cold. A battle with the undead is a test of will. Whoever flinches first loses. Well, it may have been up to the task of being against a being formed from willpower so strong it had created a monster that this thug thing had never had to put up with a being mercilessly ripped into by kid every day of his life. This otherworldly chill. So cold. Suddenly I wasn't sure I was gonna make it. That'll do, Sedge. Good on you. Just as I was beginning to succumb to the cold, the despair, Kid's voice cut through the numbness. Somehow I was still standing. And the kid flashed me, her knife gleaming in the darkness. The girl had finished casting his spell of banishment while I was keeping the ghost busy. I saw Kid catch the blue current of magical energy with her blade and sent it crashing to the ghost's forehead. Did I make it? My body was slackened and washed over me, yada yada yada. Sedge! Oi! Sedge! You still with us? Someone was slapping me on the cheek. Whoever it was, they seemed to be enjoying it. Wait. That could only be... Stop it, kid! I leapt to my feet. Oh, get over yourself, Sedge. It was only sucking your soul out of you for a few seconds. Don't tell me you took your sense of humor, too. Sorry, I missed that last one. But I hand it to you, though. There's some guts there. The hero. On under heel, and stood there next to Miguel as if nothing had happened. I rose to my feet, not quite believing what she had just done. I could still feel her lips on my forehead. Yay! I got a kiss. Oh, there was a mysterious glint in Kid's eye as she rewarded me with a few rare words of praise. That's different. Huh. Yeah, because we gotta get the guy first, and then take him upstairs. Ooh. I think after we get the guy, that's where I'll end it. Like I said, I'm all out of whack. But we don't have the Einlander though. Come on, let's make it quick. You want to hang around too long. I, for one, don't want to stay any longer than I have to. Alright, I need to get the Ironmans or something. But, like I said, I think at this point, we'll take a break. And, oh, I had the ending BGM going the entire time. Jesus Christ. Well, at least I know you guys could hear me very clearly, that's for sure. Just the way that I have this thing structured. But either way, now we got the ending BGM having built. But yeah, we'll continue on Friday because I need to, like I said, I need to get some extra rest. I'm actually absolutely exhausted and we got raid and stuff tomorrow night. Yep. For focus, not only that, but for work. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. We'll see what happens next. I'm kind of interested, especially now that we're bringing in stuff that, well, not now, they had it before, but they're really starting to bring in stuff that was in Chrono Cross as well as Chrono Trigger. In any case, you guys have been 10 out of 10 with me, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for some Final Fantasy 14 rating. Have a good one.